So do you know how terrifying it is when you're fully asleep, clothed, and then you wake up naked? That's freaky.
It is freaky.
That's a little freaky.
That's a little weird.
What the is going on?
I like to party.
Jesus, honey, wax much?
This is Unwaxed
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
with Sophia and Sistine Stallone.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the
Unwaxed podcast with your favorite sisters, Sophia
and Sistine. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are all doing swell, having a jolly good day.
I hope you're doing swell.
Swell.
So well combined. By the way, I have to say, now I'm feeling my age, and I know I'm not that old, obviously, but people are saying Riz now, and I had to go on Urban Dictionary to ask.
What's Riz?
You haven't seen that all over TikTok?
No.
Okay, I think Gen Z has formed another word, and it's basically meaning, I guess, your confidence, your swag, your that look. I don't even
Rizzle razzle.
In a sentence they would say, my Riz.
Can you form it in a sentence, please?
Can you spell Riz? Oh, can you use it in a sentence? So, for example, I would say my Riz is better after a couple drinks. Like my Riz when I'm sober, my Riz with a couple of drinks. Like my Riz is better, my confidence is better when I have a couple of drinks.
I don't get it.
Okay, we totally went off.
Let's do our wax and wane of the week. Sophie and I promised you guys that we were going to bring back our OG segments.
Mm-hmm. And some new ones.
Yeah, and some new ones. So, Sophia, why don't you start us with your wax and wane of the week?
Wax and wane, if you guys don't remember or you're new here, it is highs and lows. Okay, so my high of the week. This is really interesting. I came downstairs, this is my wax, and I was so freaked out about my night's rest because I had lucid dreamed. And for you guys that don't know what lucid dream is, it's a lucid or conscious dream that is one of which you're aware of the fact that you are dreaming. And it's when you have this dream, it seems like your brain is borderline between REM sleep and being awake. Okay. I haven't lucid dreamed since I was probably in elementary school. And I remember the first time I did it was I was on campus of my elementary school. And I remember walking through in this dream going, why does this feel so real? And I decided to fly. And I'm like, that's weird. Because normally I feel like in my dreams,
Well,
I'm
can
just
you
like
control what happens in your lucid dreaming?
So yeah, because I feel like when you dream
Ooh.
normally, I don't know if anyone else, this is how their dreams feel. They don't really feel like they have much control. Like people pop up where you can't yell, you can't walk, there's situations where you feel restricted. And I actually remember this, like as real as this is right now, I felt like that's how it was in my dream. That I kept
freaking out,
sleeping,
y'all.
I kept
like,
slapping myself in my dream going, is this real? And someone's like, yeah, you're dreaming. You can do whatever you want. And it was wild. And I think this was actually way more lucid than the one I've ever had in my life. And I remember talking to someone, it was my girlfriend, Maya. And I actually hadn't told her this, that she was in my dream, but we were having a conversation. And it was so normal. And I remember feeling Velcro next to me being like, why does this feel so real? Because dreams are not supposed to feel this real.
Why are you? Okay, I have a question.
What?
Of all the things that you can do while you're dreaming, and you're aware that you can have control of what you do in your dream, you decide to touch Velcro. Like, I'd be like Jason Momoa on my left, Killigan Murphy on my right.
But, okay,
let's have some
But you know
fun.
what it was? I know. When I was in that dream, I was so in my head about what the hell is going on. Like it felt like this real. Like I think I'm in a dream maybe now. That would be weird.
You're not.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
But I think I was so fanatic and crazy about the fact that this was happening that I didn't even think about, I could literally do whatever I wanted.
I think it has something to do with the fact that we've been experimenting with a lot of different melatonin lately. Gummies, drinks, and I sometimes think that plays a factor into it.
Yeah. And I know that there was one point when I woke up in the middle of the night and I fell back asleep. And I feel like that's when I start to dream the heaviest is when I wake up. Do you ever feel like that when you go back to sleep at maybe 2 a.m., 3 a.m.?
I've been having the worst sleep cycle ever. So I kind of understand where you're coming from. But do you remember when I was younger and I used to sleepwalk a lot?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I used to actually sleep strip. So do you know how terrifying it is when you're fully asleep, clothed, and then you wake up naked? That's freaky.
It is freaky.
That's a little freaky.
That's a little weird.
Okay, so that was your high of the week.
That was the high of the week. And then Wayne is, I've been breaking out constantly. And I know that sounds kind of
like breaking out into dance?
Yes. In the middle of the street, anytime I hear a certain
you're like pop locking and dropping it. Yep.
Dropping it. No, I don't know why. And you were saying this is because of stress and stuff, but I've just been more, and you guys are probably looking at me right now going like, where's the acne? For one thing, I'm really good at covering it up. 2, we are blown out. And 3, I'm not that person. Luckily I've never had really bad acne or cystic acne, but it's just those deep ones have just been popping up everywhere. And it's driving me nuts because I have such an itch to pop everything. And I know when I pop it, it scars. And now I have red dots all over my face. Yeah. So that's my wane.
So pimples.
Pimples are my wane.
My wax and wane of the week. First of all, again, this would only happen to me. I just feel like the weirdest scenarios just come my way. I was walking out of the gym with Scarlett, and we're walking in the parking lot, going to our car, and then all of a sudden I see a strange man holding a little kitten. So my first instinct isn't, oh, stranger danger, don't approach the man. But instantly when you're holding a little cat, I'm going to come up to you. Because isn't that weird though? Like if he was holding like a box of Cheez-Its, I'd be like, who cares? But he's holding a kitten, you've got my attention.
You know what I found was weird was the fact that he was wearing the most absurd suit I've ever seen at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And you decided to approach the weird man in the weird suit.
Well, he had a kitten.
With a kitten.
He had a kitten. So, you know, if you're ever trying to come up to me, hold a cat and I will come right to you. Anyway, he's holding this kitten and he goes, I'm a magician. And I go, what? And he goes, yes, I am a professional magician. I've been doing it my whole life. I also just adopted this cat yesterday. Okay. He goes, do you want to see a magic trick? I say, sure. Because how many times do you meet a magician in a parking lot? So I hold his cat and he starts doing this whole card trick. And I was like, oh, wow. Like I haven't seen a card trick before. But at the end of the trick, he goes, think of a memory that was when you were really happy. I go, okay. So I thought of a memory. So many. How's he going to know anything? He flips a card over. He goes, is this your card? My face is on the card. My face is
Our
photo
family.
Printed on the card. That's a little weird.
But do you want to explain how he knew to print the photo
No,
on
don't
the card?
ruin the magic. Okay. So
we have to be a little bit real here. The magician approached my mom and I first.
I didn't know
and
this.
she didn't know this. Outside this garage, a parking lot, and my mom and I, and I guess he recognized my mom and whatever, and was like really excited. We left, and then Sistine Scarlett came out. And we didn't tell them about the magician, and apparently within like the hour, he adopted a kitten and printed our faces on cards.
Okay, so it's, you know, this guy truly is magic because I think we're being stalked by a magician now.
And we're not just saying that lightly. He is,
You guys,
unironically popping up everywhere.
the past 2 days, we've run into him 7 times. We're at the grocery store. He's in the aisle next to us. We're at the mall. He's in the parking lot.
He's appearing everywhere.
I went to go pick up food yesterday at a random restaurant and he walks right by the car. I go, either this man has a tracking device on me or he truly is magic appearing everywhere I am. It's so freaky.
I don't think he's actually a magician.
I'm not sure if that's
I think that's just a cover.
or a wane.
I think it's a both. It's a wax and a wane. It's like it was a funny wax and now it's a wane.
But like it's kind of fun. Like you're being stalked by a magician. Like that.
And I kept going on my walk. My dad's like, you could appear anywhere. And I started laughing because he's a magician and he's just gonna appear.
This was funny.
Like,
Sophia went for a walk yesterday at night, and my dad is so, you know, if he thinks it can happen, it will. So he just doesn't like anything that would aid our safety in any way. So Sophia's walking alone in the dark, which isn't good.
No.
And he freaks out because he finds out that you're out there alone.
Yeah.
He gets on his bike and he starts biking to find Sophia. And my mom and I are now going on our walk with all the dogs. And we see Sophia sprinting down the street, Sly chasing her on a bike, being like, the magician's gonna get you. I mean, she was so upset.
He's gonna appear anywhere. And I kept laughing because he's a magician. And I was really upset because he just like gave me so much shit about it. And yes, we should not walk at night.
Okay,
anyways.
my wane of the week. I found a bird on the beach. And I said, why isn't it flying away? first thought, I thought his little legs were stuck in the sand. So I'm like, let me dig him out. You know, I got to save this little guy.
Oh, I remember which bird you're talking about.
Marty.
Yes, Marty.
Marty the bird.
Marty the bird.
So I'm working. I'm digging a hole for him to get out. Like I'm trying to save this bird's life. But then I found out when a bird dies, it kind of, or when it's in the process of dying, it sort of just parks itself and goes away.
I think a lot of animals do that.
So
They, like,
anyway, I
yeah.
tried to get Marty to fly, and then all this like green shit started coming out of him. I was like, I don't want to get tested, so I'm gonna leave Marty. So what I did was I planted him in a beautiful location. He had the sunset in front of him, the waves crashing. I said, if a bird's gonna go out, let it go out in peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my wax is I couldn't save Marty, but you know, I think he had a peaceful death.
He had a peaceful death.
Yeah,
It was sweet. Got
Yeah.
to listen to the ocean and the sunset, and
I know.
he had an audience. He wasn't alone when he passed.
He wasn't alone.
We were
He was
there.
loved.
He was loved
I
deeply.
gave him crackers. You know, he was a good guy.
We
He
should
was
have
a
named
good
him
guy.
Polly. Polly want a cracker?
Oh, Jesus.
No? Okay.
Let's do a wellness check.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a wellness check once a week
Yeah.
because it's something I don't check in on enough.
But I think because, you know, we're on wax, we're going to be always pretty honest here. And these last few months have been tough. It's not been easy. And I think that Sistine and I, we love this podcast so much because it is our little break and it's fun. And it's always kind of something that makes me happy when I leave just because it's a comedy podcast mostly. But I do think it's important to be honest and like have that little wellness check. And I'm glad Sistine created this topic because I actually do want to ask, how are you doing?
Not great. Not gonna lie to you. I think.
It's not funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what? You're such a bitch.
No, but I feel like when I deal with uncomfortable situations, I laugh. That's
Fine.
my problem.
Fine. No, okay.
Red
so
flag for me.
I think it's hard because this year we had all these goals and these plans, and we were really looking forward to a really strong end of the year and a like jumpstart into the new year. And it just seems like every single odd has been stacked against us in our career-wise, our personal life. It just hasn't been easy.
Yeah.
And something that I don't ever do is admit when I'm not okay and be vulnerable and willing to share to people that I need help or I need to talk something out. So I just let this anxiety like fester inside of me and the carpet is building. And then it's always one day I'll just trip and just explode with tears and emotions because I've just been bottling all of this crap in. And I never thought that I had anxiety. And I don't think I did growing up, maybe undiagnosed, I'm not sure. But I now find myself like my hands are constantly shaking. I stay up till 4 a.m. every night. Like I can't turn my brain off. And it's just something like weird learning to cope with. I've never tried, you know, meditation, or I've never tried journaling or anything that is helping, you know, deal with something like that. But it's been weird. I think the hardest part is almost admitting that you don't need to be strong all of the time.
Yeah.
And I try so hard to be strong for like my family and my friends. And I always want to be the person that has it all figured out and has all of the answers and can be the rock for everyone in the life so that they can be the balloon.
I feel like
You know
a lot
what
of
I mean?
people feel like that. I feel like people redirect their emotions on other things because they don't want to
100%.
deal with what is happening in front of them. And you realize at the end of the day that nothing is actually going to work out until you figure out how to fix yourself.
Yes.
And it has been stressful. And I'd be shocked if after what has been happening that you wouldn't have anxiety. I'd be very shocked.
It's just been a lot. Like last night, I just completely was a puddle of tears. Like I couldn't hold it in anymore. And it really did feel good to let it out. But I think something that I really want to start working on is being more self-aware.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually check in with myself enough. Like you said, I'm so distracted with taking care of everyone else's problems just to avoid talking about my own, and which isn't healthy. And I've realized that when you have self-awareness, there is no opponent and you're truly just fighting against yourself.
Yeah. And I actually wanted to touch on something you said when you said that you broke down last night and you felt better after just doing it. And I think a lot of people need to find that one person that you can talk to and have absolutely no judgment from them and have maybe no words from them, depending on what your style of breaking down, or if you want to receive advice or you don't want to receive advice, or something like that, where you can be unapologetically broken for a second and just kind of admit like, I'm not okay and I want to get better, but I have to just get to that point to just say it.
Well, it's also realizing that being vulnerable and admitting when you're having a bad day, a bad week, a bad year, you're not doing well mentally, doesn't change who you are as a person. We were also talking about it on the way here. Like, sometimes when your environment just feels so out of control, like your job, your friends, your family, like, and you're trying to piecemeal everything together and make it all work, but you're reflecting all of those negative things that you can't control as a reflection of who you are as a person. And the two aren't the same.
You feel if your environment's out of control, that you're out of control. When it's not you out of control, it's your environment. And so that you put it on yourself. And and I'm happy that you're opening up about that, because I don't think the you last year would have been as vulnerable as this.
And what's really important is sometimes when, and I know I'm not the only person that goes through something like this, but sometimes when you do feel really down and out of control, you really do look at it as a reflection of yourself, and you start to question who you are to the core, how you look. And you truly believe that like people won't like you if you look a certain way or change this, and that's just not true.
No, it's not true. I mean, that's funny you say that, because that's been my problem, is overthinking. And I think the way I deal with my anxiety is I place on other things, whether right now I'm just like hyper focusing on my hair color, or I'm hyper focusing on my relationship, or I'm hyper focusing on my body or my career. And I feel like because my mind is in 400 places other than maybe what's important and necessary for me to get back to my balanced, happy-go-lucky state, is I'm just deflecting and I can't focus on one thing. I can't get anything done. And I feel it's just been really tough, because I think the last few months, nothing has been consistent. And especially when you're in this industry, nothing is consistent. And then everyone that's in entertainment knows that. And you can be hot for a year, then you can be cold for 5. But then that's also like a part of everything else in our lives too, not just in our careers. So yeah, it's been a lot, but this has been the one thing right now that's giving me a bit more of a breather, saying like, okay, now I have something I can look forward to that's consistent, something that I can go to every week and work on and get excited about. Actually,
I did find this quote the other day about overthinking, and I think you would enjoy it. Let me pull it up. Oh, wait. Okay, so I said, people who overthink actually make better friends. Overthinking is associated with empathy, the ability to care for others.
Yeah, I do. I if Sistine's mad at me, or my mom doesn't have a cup of coffee, I really think about it, and I have to. So that's my thing is you care about people's feelings. I really care about if I can help someone. Like, I'm like, do you need that? Do you need that? I'll cook for you. I'll do that. Or like, but thank you. That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Everything is a good thing then.
And all in all, feeling sad doesn't define who you are. And I have to constantly remind myself of that. Like, if you make a decision that makes you sad, doesn't mean it was the wrong one. Do what makes you happy. Do what's right for you. Don't try to make certain choices to appeal to other people or to present yourself to others in a certain way.
And I think also to note, feelings are fleeting. They're not a constant. Because,
snaps.
One day you can feel like absolute crap and then hate what's going on in your surroundings. And the next day you can be like, wow, this is the luckiest I've ever been. And so remember, they do go away. Things do change. People come into your life. You discover something new, and it can completely flip your world around in 1 second. So,
wow.
Look at us.
Are we a therapy podcast?
I know. I like it.
Wow. Okay, let's pick up the pace a little bit.
Okay.
So I was having this conversation with Sophia yesterday, and I said, holy jingle balls. Christmas is literally around the corner.
I am sitting next to Scrooge. I try to play Christmas music on the way here. I think the last time we were shooting this episode, and she goes, no, I want to change it. It's annoying.
I don't like
All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. She turned it off. That song, the holiday song.
Unpopular opinion, Mariah Carey is not the queen of Christmas. She's just not. If I was going to pick anyone, it'd be Michael Bublé. Sorry.
That's fair.
Or even like Kelly Clarkson.
You know who's underrated?
Who?
And you guys should check out her album for Christmas. Is Tori Kelly.
Facts. I'd rather listen to Tori
She
Kelly.
has vocals and she has her own songs and they're so good. 25th, I think that's one of her songs. I've been listening to it on my walks. I'm that person. We're so different. I'm the person. November 1st, we are holly jolly in the mood. It is.
I also
What?
read something about if you celebrate Christmas way before it even happens, starting in November, that means you have trouble staying in the present and you'd rather fast forward through life.
Jesus. What? No, it just means I want to have.
I'm full of quotes today.
No, so this is the thing. It's like she loves Halloween. She starts playing for Halloween the day after Halloween ends.
Boom.
Literally, she'll decorate for Halloween 3 months before. But for
That's
me,
true.
it's just, you know what it is. I think I actually don't disagree with you. I think people that love the holiday season love nostalgic things.
Yeah.
Like I love the cheesy traditions. I will absolutely dress my kids in matching onesies and we'll watch the same holiday film every single year by the fire, by a Christmas tree. Like that's who I am.
See, Sophia's version of Christmas is putting on the fuzzy socks,
Yes.
drinking some hot cocoa by the fire, watching The Holiday
Oh my
with
God,
Cameron
The
Diaz.
Holiday.
By the way, the only reason that movie is good is because Jack Black is in it. Period. Point blank. No. You've got this man.
No, there's
No. Listen, let me play it
Kate
out.
Winslet. There's
No.
Jack Black. There's Cameron Diaz.
No, but
there's
I'm
who's
sorry.
the really cute one that he was in Talented Mr. Ripley.
Jude Law.
You can't tell me that's not an all-star cast.
But I'll tell you why
just Jack Black?
being in it makes the film. Because everyone else in that movie, it makes sense. They all look like Christmas type characters.
Mhm.
You've got the School of Rock and Nacho Libre in a Christmas rom-com.
But yeah,
And it works.
Do you want to hear something
like,
funny?
that's
Do
incredible.
you want to hear something funny? I just watched an interview with Jack Black, and he was talking about The Holiday, and he was saying how he didn't think he would actually get this role because he's like, why would I play
Exactly.
Kate Winslet's counterpart, and be like her lover in it? But they hired him, and he's like, all right, I gotta do it. But it broke it up. But that's why it's such a good movie. Four Christmases is a great movie.
See,
Home Alone,
my favorite Christmas movie is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
because she loves Halloween. Scrooge, who says they like The Nightmare Before Christmas during the holidays?
I like
that's
Tim
like saying you like
Burton.
Coraline on New Year's.
Coraline's fucked up.
Coraline's creepy.
But you know what I've realized? As you get older, Christmas completely changes because you just have those such sweet, cute memories when you're a kid and you're right, like running up to the tree
Yeah.
and you believe Santa is real, which he is. Not saying he's not. But what excites me about the holidays is Black Friday. And that is maturing. No, think about it. Did you give a shit about a Black Friday deal like 3 years ago?
I still don't give a shit about a flat
Cyber
Friday
Monday
deal.
is like, wake me up in the morning, done. I'm there on the computer, ordering everything I don't need. That is Christmas to me.
Me?
A
I'm
sale.
already ordering my holiday dresses. I'm trying to think about how to make some mulled wine. If anyone doesn't know what that is,
Isn't it mulled wine?
Mulled. Is it mulled?
Muled?
Mulled.
Moscow Mule?
I also love a Moscow Mule. Mulled wine. And then I'm also thinking about stocking gifts to give you guys, and also Christmas gifts to give you.
But
I'm bad at
listen,
it.
the holidays are freaking stressful.
No,
Yes, they are.
they're great. It's so sweet.
Sophia, you need someone impregnate her. She needs to be a mother ASAP with little babies. I'm serious.
Say
You need
someone
footy
pregnant.
pajamas. You need butt flaps on the flannels. You need all of that. I'm talking like, you can't tell me the gathering of all of the families isn't just sometimes so overwhelming and stressful.
But I would rather that in a holiday festive attire with like snow and trees and little like tinsel and what's it called? The kissing
Mistletoe.
mistletoe.
Have you ever actually kissed anyone under a mistletoe?
No, I
have.
haven't. Oh, you have?
Yeah, I have.
Was it cute? Think about it. That's
It wasn't cute. It was on a fishing rod.
what?
I was at a party.
Was it? Oh, was it during like a holiday thing, or was this just like a July?
I think it was like October.
Well, hey, that's
Mistletoe must have been on
I don't
sale.
start that early, but we are very different when it comes to the holidays. And I think it is stressful. It is stressful because there is like 4 holidays that come into one. It's first it's Halloween, then it turns into Christmas Eve, then it's Christmas, and then it's
I do have to
Thanksgiving,
say,
and then it's
I am
New Year's.
the best gift giver. Point blank. You didn't like my gift last year.
no.
Can
It
I
was-
finally
no, it
talk
wasn't
about
last
it
year's.
2 years ago?
Yeah, she got me a squatty potty.
You guys, Sophia,
A gag gift.
I really
It's like-
was the Grinch on Christmas because I got Sophia a squatty potty.
I got
because
her like tickets to go do like a really fun pizza making
That's
class.
such bullshit. You got me tickets to Ratatouille the musical.
No, I didn't. Scarlett did that, and then she lost the tickets.
Oh yeah, she did.
Scarlett. And she
Wait,
couldn't find the email.
So
she couldn't log in.
I got Sophia a squatty potty for Christmas because I'm like, first of all, they're fun, good for your health, your bowels. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Look, I can say that squatty potty is now like a fine thing to have, but at the time
You were
I was like,
so mad at
I
me.
know. I'm not good at gift giving. I'm good at like experience giving. I know I messed. I'm not even gonna say the one I got to my mom because I thought it was funny,
That was
and
messed
she got
up.
so mad at
It was
me.
basically a gift to remind people of like
Like,
how old
aging.
they are.
It wasn't good.
I
at
got
all.
Sly underwear that said skid marks on the back.
Yeah, you give. Yeah, her gag gifts are kind of weird. They're like, yeah. Didn't you give me underwear with like Mabel's face on it or something?
Yeah, but like that's
Our
what-
cat.
We're so blessed to have so much. It's like, why not just have a good laugh?
Well, that's
because
why I say the
laughter
experience-
has no price tag.
It's the best medicine. And it's the hottest thing someone can do is make you laugh. No, I'm excited about it. And I can't wait for our like holiday parties to go to and, like cuddle by the fire. And
You're not cuddling with me.
fine, I'll cuddle with Buster. Buster will cuddle with me. Oh, want to hear something funny? Speaking of death, we drove by a graveyard.
Speaking of death,
No, we drove by a graveyard today. And we were just saying how we wanted to go walk around it.
I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I truly believe cemeteries are beautiful.
I think they are beautiful.
If
I
a
agree
guy,
with you.
perfect date, picnic in a cemetery, I'm sorry, I would swoon. I would swoon.
I wouldn't
Because you're
say
not
for a
alone.
date.
You have company.
It's a
So it's
scene.
not awkward.
If tell me this, if a guy on the first date came up to you and says, "Hey, I'm taking you to a cemetery," you would run the other way
He
and
would
think that would
understand
be
me. Stassi Schroeder got engaged, proposed to at a cemetery.
She's a reality star, and also
But
he didn't take her on a date to a
understands her.
cemetery
He
until like
understands her.
3 years into dating.
So anyway,
But we started having this debate in the car.
well, I first questioned Sophia and Scarlett, and I said, just a random quirky thought. Would you rather be buried or cremated?
and I think that's a big debate because some people say
Yeah.
both. I want to become a tree.
so stop.
I want to be a tree.
So squirrels can
So-
like nut in you, and literally kids
no,
can
I
carve
can provide
their
air
names
to
into
the
you.
world. I'm gonna be this giant sycamore tree or pine tree in a forest, and you can just you mix me with the little thing, and then I grow. And then
What
you
kind
can
of
always,
tree would you want to be?
I just told you. Or I
Like a
said,
maple tree?
no, I just said pine or sycamore, not a palm tree. It's just a palm tree.
Lame.
I would definitely. This is plaque. This is Sophia.
Sophia wants to be a tree. But I said, we all came to the agreement that we want to be buried. And I was like, okay, well, would we want to have our coffins next to each other? How do we want to do this? And Sophia goes, I have a good idea. How about whoever dies first, obviously gets buried first, and whoever dies next gets stacked on top.
So we're all
in the same-
together.
so we're not lonely.
So this is the thing. I don't want to be in my own coffin.
That's scary.
And I don't want to be like just like next to them because I'm gonna be in the dark. And I'll be like, oh, this kind of sucks. I'm gonna walk around like
You're
pissed.
not walking around, you're in a
But
coffin.
how fun would it be if we were just like
It's like a
all
sleepover for eternity.
together? But now I was thinking of, I'm like, okay, if we decided to stack each other on top, obviously I want to die last, but I'm the oldest, so I have to figure out how to outlive Sistine and Scarlett because I don't want to be the one that's on the
Impossible.
bottom and then be smashed on top of the other two.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Well, we also agreed we'd bring snacks.
We did say we'd bring snacks. And Scarlett said, what was it? Like In-N-Out? How smelly is In-N-Out after like an hour of eating
In and out
it?
in your car,
It's horrible. I mean, it tastes great, but
forget it.
forget it. I said,
I said saltine crackers.
what did I say?
I love a little soup cracker. That's
Oh,
my jam.
I bring some like good almond butter.
Sophia wants almond butter. How about where are you gonna wash your hands?
Who wants
sticky?
By the way,
sticky.
I'm
All
sorry.
the worms are gonna get
I'm sorry.
to ya.
Who wants to eat saltines when
You're
they're-
definitely going on the
That is
bottom because
most
I cannot.
bland thing.
If you're on top of me and you're gonna drip that shit on me, you're going on the bottom.
no,
for sure.
I'm not eating. And then you're gonna be crunching on saltines. It's gonna get in my eyes.
You're already dead.
No, you're dead.
No, I'm just in there for company.
No.
I'm lonely.
Scarlett's gonna be the worst because she's gonna probably be the one on top, and she's gonna bring something that is just so. Watch her bring this like sriracha chips, the like sriracha cheese puffs.
I would bring like Takis.
Yeah, Takis. I actually
Get
you know
like
what?
red fingerprints everywhere.
Ugh, God. I
Oh
would
my
not-
god, can we talk about White Lotus?
Okay.
Did you want to say something else?
Yeah, I had another comment.
Okay, say your comment.
I thought that we shouldn't be in a coffin. We should be in a time capsule, so people can open us up. So picture this. Picture this. I don't know who would care to open our coffin up, but it's a time capsule. So we're all in there. We're all mummified, so we can look like pretty legit, right? Like we'll put some like markers of
Definitely
an
gonna
eyes
need
and a smile on
Some
our
like
face.
fake
look a little-
tanner and some lashes.
Well, no. We're gonna be mummified. So I'm gonna get someone to have Sharpie and just like put 2 holes in a smiley face, like, or like we could put Scarlet sad or something funny, like so like we can do
Oh my
emojis on our faces. But then I thought it'd be interesting to do a time capsule, and I would bring all my journals so people can read everything I've been feeling when I was past.
You put journals.
maybe journals, or maybe like a jewelry piece that I really like, and it can be a very much a big value.
I would just put like my weave in there or something.
Or maybe do I make like a little? I have an idea.
What?
We make a USB device of all of our Unwaxed episodes, and we say, "Put in if you dare," and make it look scary. So all these scientists are around us, and they put it in. It's just.
I think you better
podcast.
start digging. You have this shit figured out already. I'm like,
I think that'd
we'll
be
put in
great.
my weave, maybe a vibrator.
And
Let's
then-
confuse them.
But in the year 5000, everyone's gonna be watching Unwaxed, and then we're gonna be the biggest stars. And then somehow they're gonna figure out how to use CRISPR, recreate our little DNA genes, and then create us again. And then we can do this all over again. But maybe with a really cool lifestyle. I don't know what's gonna happen in the year 5000, but
Right.
so what were you saying about like White Lotus?
May I?
Yeah.
I don't know what tangent you just went on, but we'll continue.
I have a lot of thoughts going on in my head.
So Sophia and I have been watching season 2 of White Lotus. First thought, Jennifer Coolidge, incredible.
Icon.
Actually, we're sitting with Jennifer Coolidge's stunt double. Take it away.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
I thought that was going to be better.
I can't do it on the spot. I get
Come on, do
nervous.
it.
It looks like the 4th of July. Like, fuck, I'm fucking up.
You just make it too quiet. Say
I
it
know.
louder.
What's another one? I'm taking the dog, dumbass.
All right.
That's not bad. It's not bad for just I haven't done it in like a long time. Okay.
So if you guys haven't watched season 2, we're in the thick of it. And the first episode, Mr. James, no, what's his name? Mr. Theo James.
Mr. James Sober. Oh yeah, the nude scene.
Yeah.
Was that real?
He had a willy on camera. And my first thought was boing, but my second thought was finally. Do you know what I mean? I feel like every show, every movie we watch, it's always women naked and the guys are never naked.
Right.
And so yeah, nice to reverse the roles a little bit.
Reversal.
Except, you know, I saw an article that it was a prosthetic.
Yeah, I did see that too.
So my question leads
remember
to-
that show Sex Life that was on Netflix, and was that real? Was that a prosthetic? I feel like a lot of actors do that now, but that's fair, I guess.
Would you do a nude scene?
Never.
Why?
Never.
Put a price on it.
$10 billion.
Wow.
$10 billion. No, $20 billion. That shit's not going anywhere. I'm
I
not.
would have done it for way less.
What are you so she's like, a whopping $6.
Take it $4. $4
$4
and a bag of peanuts. Bag of peanuts and $4. No, I wouldn't
A
say
bag of saltines
no.
and $2.
I wouldn't say no, but I guess tastefully.
When it's artistic and it's done by HBO.
Yeah, when it's like classy. You know what I mean? It's like a little bit
Wait, so how much would
classy.
you do it for?
You know what I think about all the time? How much these girls make on OnlyFans?
They make a lot of money. We'd make a lot of money.
No, they're making like $50,000 to over $100,000 a month.
Yeah, I don't know. But think about what you're doing. I mean, look, no shade. No shade to anyone that does it. I don't want to
I'm
get
jealous.
I don't want to get hit on for like whatever, but I just don't know if I could do that. I still just don't. I don't know.
What about selling your feet? People would love those little claws.
You give my feet so much shit. So
you got
no.
You got finger toes. You got some finger toes.
You're such
Why
an
your
ass.
space so big between your toes?
Why is your hands so big? They look like they can be.
That's our
Baseball
niche.
mitts.
That's our niche. That's our thing. You do the foot picks, I'll do the hand picks.
Does anyone have a hand fetish?
Yeah, I'm sure someone out there has a hand fetish. Like,
oh God,
it can't
please don't
be
tell me who you
odd.
are. We don't really want to know. But speaking of other things we can do with our lives, I want to talk about something I'm really excited about. And it has been really fun. And I wasn't going to talk about it because I haven't really finished anything yet, but I'm writing a book.
Whoa!
Whoa. No, so if you guys know, I have my book club and I've been a big reader, very avid reader since
Plug it.
Yeah, it's called
Plug
Favorite
it.
Book Club on Instagram. And I do some recommendations on TikTok too, if you guys want to check that out. But I have just been a very big book lover. I've done it since I was little, I've been reading a ton since I was little. It was my escape, everything in life. And I decided to make a book club. But then as I was growing up, I always loved writing. And I don't really know where the decision came from, but I thought, why don't I actually try? I think it was one of those situations where I just didn't think I could.
I'm so proud of you for this because you are your biggest enemy. Anything you want to do, you feel like you can't accomplish it
No.
for some reason. But then you look at everyone else doing those things, and why do they get to do it?
This is the
and not
funny thing.
you?
It's my overthinking. I think a lot of the times when I want to pursue something new, which is a lot of people that try to start something new, I started young, but I wasn't like everybody else that was trying to be a writer. They were writing for, like, they were going to English for college, and they were writing short stories a ton when they were younger till growing up. And it was like their everything. And not trying to say like I could just take this up and see if I can do it. But I mean, I feel like I could. I love writing. I mean, I write every single day and I read every single morning, noon, and night if I can.
May I ask some questions?
Yeah, sure.
So, what genre is your book going to be?
Well, right now it's kind of a cross between historical, fantasy, romance, and fiction type thing. Yeah.
So all of them.
Yeah, but this is the problem. I'm doing 2 different books at the same time because I feel like I can't focus on one.
Multitasker. Okay.
Which is not the best idea because I feel like I'm
Okay, so is any of it based off of your life?
no. Oh,
I mean, you write what you know.
no, yeah, not really. I guess I would say the character in the first book. So the book is based on a girl that lives in New York City, and I feel like I shouldn't say it. It's one of those situations where you want to say it, but you can't really say it because you don't
Just
feel.
give a little sneak peek.
But it flips time periods from like the 1920s to now in New York City.
That's cool.
Which is really fun,
So you
and
have to
there's
do a
like
lot of research then from that
Yeah,
time.
and one thing I didn't realize going into this process, which is, I mean, anything you start new, you're going to be learning along the way, and my dad's been telling me this since I was younger, is that writing is the toughest part of the process. Finding that time to just sit down and get your words out and also not judging everything you write is impossible. I feel like I'm pretty consistent with it, and I try to not go back, which I do a lot, and edit everything because it's not, sometimes when I'm saying these things, I can edit and take it out, but these are my words and my thoughts, and
to not judge.
to not
it
judge
doesn't have to
it.
be perfect.
It doesn't have to be perfect, and that's what I say.
Perfectionist, that's what
Yeah,
you are.
and
So is writer's block a real thing?
Oh, 100%. And that's why I started the other book, is because I didn't want to stop writing, but I decided to divert and write something that maybe I'm more passionate about or more excited about. So I didn't stop that flow. But I'm really excited. I mean, look, if anything happens with this, I just hope I get it done and that it gets published. And it literally can be the most unread book in the world.
Well, how far along are you in your writing process?
I would say there's 3 parts to it, and I'm starting to hit the second part. So, which is pretty good. And
she won't actually let me read anything.
I gave her like the intro a little bit
Why?
because it's what I can't let you read my work.
I gave you my script.
Yeah, I know. I read the first few pages. It's good.
The first few pages.
I have to get into it more.
So
No, not in a bad way. It's a script. It's a long script. I just keep reading and then
that
I go
takes
back.
about 45 minutes to read.
I know. I'll sit and read the whole thing. Actually, I did. By the way, I promise you, I did think about this the other day. Also, she sold a script and she wrote a script, and it's going to be coming out and shooting next year.
I
So-
really want to put Scarlett in it.
You should.
Can
You
you
should. I
imagine?
mean, why not?
Why not?
Why not? But see, that's another thing. Did you ever think that you could be a producer or write a script?
No.
No. And I mean, this is, and you also, it took years to get to this point. Like, it wasn't just something that just worked overnight. And I think that's something I need to work on, is not expecting things just to click and be perfect.
I mean, look, people spend years writing
Yeah.
a novel.
Oh, yeah, years.
No need to rush
I
it.
know, and my goal is to finish it by next year, and it would be a dream to be an author. I mean, there's
I
nothing.
see that for you.
I would love nothing more to be. I mean, like, I love to leave the house and things like this and do that, but I would love to just be able to write from home and like write things I'm passionate about, and then people like my work. And
So
I don't
I'll
know.
be the person pushing you to continue it.
Yeah, I do need some motivation, because as everyone knows,
And
I'm
we'll
a
keep
thinker.
our unwaxers accountable for you too.
Yeah, please motivate me.
So while
And give me
Sophia's-
writing tips that you do. I would love
yeah.
it. Honestly, if anyone is a writer or has been a writer before and like it would be good even to share it here, if like any productive tips or writing styles or
Yeah.
ways to get out of writer's block and stop judging yourself.
Good for you.
It would be very helpful.
So while you're going to be at home this weekend being extra productive about your book and your writing, my alter ego is coming out this weekend.
we hope.
Tina is coming out to play.
Tina.
Tina.
And if anyone knows who Tina is the alter ego of Sistine.
My
Like mine is
drunk-
Bambi.
My drunk alter ego. And
Yes.
she hardly comes out, but when she does, it is a blast. Here's the thing.
I haven't
Remember
seen her in a
last
while.
episode, I said to you guys, I'm not fun. I don't go out. I need to loosen up a little bit. Right?
Yes.
Scarlett is taking me under her wing this weekend. And she goes, I'm bringing you out for a bender in Miami. First thought, terrified. Second thought, I have nothing to wear because the clothes in Miami are just
Well, Scarlett's just
close to nothing.
Because Scarlett knows the places to go. Can she go? No, but she knows the
Scarlett
places.
literally
to hit.
is like the king of Miami.
She knows
She
where to
knows
go.
everyone there.
She knows everyone.
She's a little hustler, that one.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I feel like I need to get my mojo back.
Well, I have a question. Why do you think that you're going to be able to do it now? Because Sistine has a really hard time drinking, and that's not a thing where don't come at me saying don't force her to. She's been saying she wants to, but she has a hard time. Like, just like I overthink things,
I'll
she
tell you what I
overthinks
have.
going out.
I have alcohol guilt and anxiety. That's what
a
my
lot of
problem
people
is.
have.
So I just feel like I can't, because I think maybe it's because I'm wound up so tight that if I loosen up with some liquor, my guard will go down, I'll get a little silly, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I just need to push myself just to have a little bit more fun
Yeah.
and not be like there's a pull up my ass.
Can I give you some advice
Sure.
to like start? I mean, look, you are going to be thrown in the deep end. Like, you're kind of,
With Scarlett,
you have
yeah.
baby floaters on barely that have been popped, and you're going in the deep end. But what I would say, if you have anxiety or just guilt drinking, one thing that I would say that helps is to start doing it, going to dinner and just having 2 glasses of wine on a Wednesday. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, having a cocktail on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Like, things like that. I'm just saying in general, because look, you're going to do what you're going to do this weekend. And God forbid, bless your soul. I don't know how I
Look,
can't go back.
I actually
But-
want to come back with some amazing stories. I want to come back with like dirty feet and a missing nail and just good content.
Is that why I'm hearing Pauly D from my bedroom wall
Yo,
saying
I've been
Gym Tan Laundry?
I've been watching so much Jersey Shore. I figured take some tips from the OGs.
I have a question. How many times have you watched the entire seasons all the way through?
I want to say 3 or 4.
4.
But it never gets old. It never gets old. And if I'm going to learn how to party from anyone, it's going to be Snooki. And so I've been gym tanning laundry every day this week. I'm ready to go.
You
I'm
are.
getting my mojo back. I'm putting some pep in my step. I'm ready to rock.
I will believe it when I say it. I actually don't think you're going to get to that level.
I even want to be a little bit toxic. A little bit toxic.
like toxic, like past us toxic.
I want to ruffle some feathers. I do.
I
I,
need-
want
I-
to make choices
Send
where
me
I'm
some
like,
videos.
why did I do that last night? But whatever.
Are you nervous?
No. Yes.
I know you're nervous because you're going with your friends that they know how to go out.
But I think it'll be fine. I think I need to add some new red flags to my list. Start checking some things off. Do you have any new red flags?
Just in that I've,
Just in general.
you know what? That's actually a good question. Is there anything that I've had this year come up that would be considered red flags for people to be warned about me?
I sleep like a vampire. I always find myself with my arms crossed like this on my chest, and I'm probably sitting up at about 45-degree angle.
Weird.
I know.
Why?
I don't know. Comfortable.
Naked?
Sometimes.
I don't know how. What else?
Everyone says I chew like a cow.
Well, that's been a constant problem.
My jaw goes in like a 360 motion.
yeah, it literally goes.
It's so ugly.
It's not very cute.
Oh, I noticed this yesterday. I've been taking so much biotin. This sounds insane. So much biotin that the hair on my face grows. I look like a billy goat.
Guys, now that makes sense because she bought face shavers the other day.
You're gonna out me like that?
She bought face shavers to get rid of the peach fuzz that's growing
You
everywhere.
Dirty little gerbil. You're gonna out me like that?
Do you have a little sash?
Okay, I did yesterday, but it's so crazy because sometimes, okay, I feel like women might understand this. You just wake up and you just get like a prehistoric, like, chin hair, and you're like, how was that not there yesterday?
I know,
and I look like a little billy goat. I'm like, what is going on?
Sistine, chill with the biotin. Your hair is, look at her hair. It's long enough.
No.
Oh my lord. That's
Do you have any? Let me out you some.
Okay. Oh, I can't hear anything.
Duh.
I swear. No, Sistine thinks it's selective hearing.
It is selective
It's not
hearing. You
selective
don't listen to
hearing.
me.
I think my hearing is gone.
It's actually the rudest thing ever because I'll tell you something, I'll give you instructions, I'll like ask for your help to cook or something, and you literally do not listen. And I go, okay, never mind. But then you heard my sass, and then you're like, what? Never mind what? And you're ready to square up.
No, because my phone told me that my exposure to volume has been increasingly worrisome because I listen to music way too loud, and I think I'm actually losing my hearing. So you're probably going to hear me say what 400 times a day. And I'm really bad at texting people back. I think that's contribution to the anxiety I've been feeling. I just read it and I leave it.
I think that's the rudest thing ever.
I don't
Takes
mean
2
to.
seconds.
I know. And then I just forget to do it. And then I go, shit, like, I'm so sorry. I spaced out. And I know, oh, I hope my friends don't hear that because I say that a lot. And, but I don't mean to. So not texting. And also, I can't decide anything in my life. I have been flipping back and forth 24/7. I can't, right now, the trend, I said this in the beginning, is my hair. Okay.
You guys, she walks into the kitchen the other day. She bought a bottle of brown hairspray.
It was dry shampoo.
And she comes into the kitchen. I literally was like, didn't even recognize her. I gasped. You were full brunette.
I was her color. I was literally Sistine's color, that dark. And
Find your own look,
loved
bitch.
it.
Find your
loved
own.
it.
No,
You guys,
no.
so
How's that?
I don't know if this is like because I'm needing something drastic to change in my life, and now I'm just fixating on my hair. But I want to go brown. Like, I want to go brown. I think everyone's going back to their natural. I mean, as you can see.
You want to go brown?
Wait,
I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book.
You don't own the color brown. And by the way, fine, write a book. I'm
I
curious.
will. Smut. And I'm going to sell more than you.
Sex and book, by the way.
I'm going to sell more than you. And also, why don't we ask the
Why are you going-
unwaxers? Why don't we ask the unwaxers? Should Sophia go brunette?
Yeah. My mom loved it. And all my friends really liked it when I sent them a
Sophia,
photo.
but
The only
this is
person who didn't like it is that person right there. I've had blonde hair for a while, and I think just like you wanted a shift. And I know that everyone says if you go brown, it's really hard to get your blonde back, and it'll be definitely a slower process. But I think I'm ready. And it's fall. Everyone's going back to their natural color. And also, if anyone knows about being a blonde and having to dye your hair every 4 to 6 weeks, your hair fries off.
But
I'm lucky to have thick hair.
Twins.
No,
Everyone
I'm not going.
confuses us as twins.
I'm not
anyway.
going as dark as you. I'm putting highlights in my hair. You're solid color brown. You're like our OG color. But me, I couldn't go that dark. I feel like I would look like Wednesday.
So you're constantly trying to change your aesthetic. That's your red flag.
Yes.
I might get bangs. But I'll tell you,
I think I should get
Bangs has an arch nemesis,
what?
a gust of wind. Think about it.
Because it
You
blows
got,
up.
they go to the side. You look like Urkel. Come on.
Yeah,
That's not
I
cute.
actually didn't even think about that.
I know. I know.
That's not a good look.
I know.
Don't do it. I don't think you do it. I think
Should
bangs is
we-
scarier.
Should we get into some unsolicited advice?
I'm so excited to get back into unsolicited advice. We used to do it every single week, and this time we just asked in our stories a question, but actually this time, if you want your question answered, please go to Apple Podcasts, go to our page, give us that 5 stars, and then write your questions there. And we also love when you guys write little tidbits about what you like about the show. It makes us
read
happy.
all of them.
And yeah, we read all of them. So just do that, and I promise you, we've actually probably answered every single one of them, and we will come to yours. Here
I'll
are
go first.
2, and let's get into it.
This person wrote in, should you wait to be approached or be the approacher? Now, I loved this question. This one stood out to me.
In terms of dating.
Yes.
Okay.
I always say, if you put yourself out there, what's the worst that could happen?
Mhm.
They could come back and say, I have a girlfriend or boyfriend. You're not my type. I'm not interested. It doesn't hurt your ego that bad. But if the outcome is they possibly reciprocate and are into you, then why not take that step and just go for it?
Yeah.
It's not that scary.
You know, I just had a thought come up right now, and it's funny that people have been asking this a lot. I think this question has always been one, how do I approach a guy or how do I approach a girl, this and that. And I feel like dating apps have really hindered us for having the confidence to go up to someone, because
100%.
before we never had to worry about that. We always were able to, well, we didn't have an option. We
Mm-hmm.
had, if we wanted to meet someone, if we wanted to meet someone's friend, you still had to approach them. And that was the way of dating and getting someone's number. And now with dating apps as just basically
It's sort of a wall between...
yeah, it's a third man in
Yeah.
the middleman between having to do that approaching without actually seeing them in person.
'Cause
Yeah.
also, when you're messaging on an app or texting or whatever, however you're communicating on
Yeah.
the phone, I've often found, and I have so many girlfriends that can agree with this, that your texting game can be so strong and witty, but the way you vocalize in person is a 0.
It's different. That's why I don't think dating apps are a bad thing. I know this is not even the question, but I do think it's really important to have that confidence to still go up to someone and approach them.
Yeah, be the
Yeah.
approacher.
Because
you
I'll
guys.
tell you, I have done it before and it works. And I'm not saying that, look, I'm not saying, oh yeah, like it's easy to do it. But I also don't think that there's really much weight to it. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. Why? You get
It's
ignored. Like,
yeah,
okay,
dating isn't
move on.
that, it's not that serious, and it doesn't have to feel like utter rejection if they're not into you. If they're not into you,
I also
whatever.
think when you're approaching someone, why are you making it so heavy? You're just talking to someone. You're not marrying them. You're just catching the vibe. And by the way,
She said catching a vibe.
and you also could approach them and not even like them. So
Yeah.
I think just, we have one life to live. Approach someone because it could be your husband, your wife, or
so
your best
true.
friend. You never know.
Dating only happens if you put yourself out there to do it.
Yeah.
So, next question, Sophia.
What do you make of a guy that watches your stories nonstop?
I feel like you can go
Oh.
off this one.
You know, that's tough, because if it's someone that you were dating and it's an ex and they've been watching your stories a lot, then they're definitely checking in on you. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
All right, so I asked
but-
my guy friend this question. And I said, do guys check their stories to see you watched it, or is that just a female thing? Because I feel like typically women are checking to see you looked at it more than guys. They told me never. They never do it.
They don't care.
They don't care.
I think that also
don't notice.
Can I be honest? I think they really don't care. When a guy looks at a story, I don't really think they're putting that much thought into it. Unless you're an ex. I think that that's a different situation. But if it's a guy that likes you, I really am not thinking that they're probably clicking through stories and yours just happen to be there. I know I'm not trying to like deflate someone's confidence about a relationship.
I've
but-
had it both ways where I was like, oh my God, this guy that I like is always watching my stories. He likes what I'm posting, whatever. And then I've had the opposite too. So if he's only watching your stories and not really taking any other steps to confirm to you that he is interested,
Mhm.
then I would just say he's watching your stories.
Yeah, that exactly. I think
Right.
women are a little bit more methodical with that stuff than men are.
But let's not get it twisted, y'all. if you don't think I have a close friends with a strategic close friends list for strategically planting people to look at my stories in a strategic way.
I actually thought this was genius. I didn't think of this.
You guys, this is my little hack. I'm going to share it and then we'll wrap up. Okay, so say if you posted a general public Instagram story and maybe you looked cute, it was a selfie, it was a photo of your pasta, I don't know. And you want to see who watched it, so a specific person, we'll say, and you can't find it with the list of your friends that have watched it. Right after, have that person in your close friends list on Instagram. Post a close friends story of literally anything. Like it could be your toe, literally anything. That way you can see exactly if they watched the first one or not.
That's a good one. Or you just post really, really fire ones in your close friends for just the people that you want to show it off to. No? Is your
I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, no. You have a close friends list. You add, let's say I'm speaking about guys. If you wanted to add all the guys you like just on your close friends.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you just do it for that specifically.
Toxic, no. Genius, absolutely. I think we can wrap it up there.
Yeah. I liked this episode. This was fun.
You guys, tell us what you want. We really want to have more listener involvement into the show. We want to make you guys a part of it and feel like you're being heard. So if you want us to talk more about a certain subject, if you want us to talk less about a certain subject.
Yeah, please. I mean, if you like the mental wellness check-ins, if you like the unsolicited advice, if you like the
bedtime stories,
or even we were going to do one today, but we're not, but like even just us talking about studies that we found and things like that, let us know. We hear you. So
we hear you. We'll let you know how Miami goes, kiddos. We will see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye.